This is Magnus Carlsen. He is the greatest chess player of all time. And this is me. I'm an idiot. Oh, so who would win in a game of chess? Not me. But what if I took away all his pieces but his queen? I still might lose, but let's find out. Alright, game 1 here against Magnus. The Magnus Bot. He's got one queen. He's going to get my pawns out here. Start pushing my A pawns just so I can get up the ranks. It's defended by my rook, so it's probably the easiest way to promote something. And generally when you promote to a queen, he's going to have to sack. We get a little check here. He does here. He sacks his queen like I thought. Then let's bring my queen, and then we trap along the back rank, and we get a nice easy mate. Now we have game 2 here against Magnus. We're starting off pushing off my A pawn. He goes for a little mate better on the F file here. I'm just going to keep pushing my A pawn, and I don't push it here because I don't really want to. So now I'm just going to bring my bishop, so now it's fully defended, and defended with my rook obviously, even though my knight could defend it. I didn't think about that. Obviously he doesn't take my rook. I don't know why exactly, but he doesn't. Just give him a check here, and then he falls into this, which is just losing for him completely because, well, he gave up a queen for a rook. And now I'm just trying to bring my pieces out. I just want to get my rook out, so I push my H pawn here. So yep, get my rook out, but in the end I didn't really need a rook. I just needed him in the corner with my queen, and I made him the queen. Alright, we got game 3 here now. Now Magnus has 3 queens. This always gets a little bit more tricky because there's always just so many more pieces he has to do with, and plus this is a bot way better rated than me, so he could always beat me at this point. He gave a little FL check here. I'm really just trying to move outside pawns. It's really just the best thing to do when they got limited pieces. Yeah, just kick away his queen. He looks like pretty scary, so I'm just trying to defend all my pieces because his queen can do a lot, which is the scary part. Here we just trade queens, which is always nice because very limited pieces on the board. Now I'm just trying to move my bishop so I can check the king. He pins my bishop, and then he trades the bishop because obviously he had to. And now he takes my pawn here, just bring my rook up to defend it. And now I bring my other rook up, and I'm just trying to find a way to get this king out of the way of my pawn. Obviously you can just take it, but yeah, now I'm bringing both my rooks together, just making sure everything's all good. I'm just trying to get this queen off the board now as well, and then we do finally. So we trade queens for the rooks, and then here I get a little bit confused on how to push pawns, but I bring them over to the G file, and then it's easy to push my B pawn. Then I got another queen on the board now. And then I just push this pawn here, and we get a second queen, and then easy mates. Alright, game 4 now, and Magnus now has 4 queens. This is getting dangerous. So yep, just bringing this H pawn in. He's obviously just going to defend it with his king. I bring my knight out just to make sure there's nothing on the F file. There's no checkmate threat. So yeah, push my H pawn all the way up to the final rank. Then I just get my bishop on this little bit here, and then we trade bishop and a rook for his queen. The queen's now in my position, so I'm just kind of looking to see if I can get a trap. Once again, it is Magnus, so trying to trap Magnus's queen is probably not easy, especially as a bot, because he probably doesn't make many mistakes. And then I just kick away his queen here. Very positional stuff here. He goes for a mate. We trade queens. He brings his queen into my position, and I just defend it. It looks very dangerous at this point, but I still got all my pawns, so I still reckon I'm going really good here with all my pawns, because if I can make at least one of these queens, it's going to be really good for me. Yeah, so now I'm just moving my thing back and forth, just trying to find an opening in this position, trying to find something. It's really difficult to try and win against Magnus, especially with 4 queens. He's just so precise, and like, considering it's like endgame stuff, he's probably the best at endgame. It's my H pawn here. It's a little demoralizing, so I'm kind of getting confused really in this position because his 2 queens are just really well coordinated compared to all my pieces. My piece is very stuck and trying to keep everything together, so obviously having the better pieces is worth more than having more pieces. It's definitely harder to win with more pieces than it is with the 2 queens, because the queens just coordinate better than all my pieces, because I'm trying to keep all of this around and trying not to lose anything. It definitely becomes harder. He definitely just gets very into my position, and I'm trying not to make as many mistakes, and even when I make a move, he gives that check like he did before and I have to do something. I hang this pawn here, but I think it works out for the better because now I can push here and I trade the queens off the board, so that's always good. Now there's only 1 queen, but like I said before, there's just so many pieces in my position. Even though I'm up more material, it's harder to manage this position with so many pieces. And then I hang this pawn as well. He comes down to my position again. I hung this pawn again. Now I've just got these 3 pawns of rook and my bishop. Still up material, but once again, it's just so hard to keep all these coordinated and push them up the board and win this game. So yeah, his queen just gives so many checks. It's so hard to defend against it all. I really don't think about many checks in my position. I'm really just thinking about getting this pawn. And this king does become a very tricky aspect position, because he can just put it in the position to stop my king from getting anywhere, while my bishop and my rook are good because they can just hold the position together. And especially the light bishop, I can just get my bishops on, like, especially with the light squared bishop, my pawns are now all on the light squares, so I'm just keeping this very well defended. And then here's where it starts to go on the shambles, because I get caught in this corner of his queen and he just gives constant checks, and I'm just trying to defend against all of it. Once again, this is a queen, it's very hard to stop from giving you checks, and eventually I lose this pawn here, and I start to realize this is going to have to be a draw, because he's just going to constantly give me checks, and especially at this point I think I've lost and it's a draw. And all we learned today is that a Magnus with 4 queens is better than an idiot with all his pieces. Bye bye.